Today is Tuesday, December. Is ready? December.
You just have to speak louder because of noise and the door's open.
Board of Estimate and Contract Agenda. Tuesday, December 3rd, 2019. The time right now is 10:17. Here in the Mayor's Conference Room, City Hall. Clerk Brown, please facilitate a roll call.
Controller Reynolds,
Here.
Council President Duarte,
Present.
Mayor Wallace.
Here.
Good morning, Honorable Board. We have two items in front of you this morning. Being no objections, I will proceed. Hearing none, I shall. Under settlements, settling the claim of Errol Ricketts for the amount of $1,924.12.
So moved. Second.
On the question? Hearing none, roll call.
Controller Reynolds,
Oh, I have to abstain. I haven't received these documents until today.
Council President Duarte,
I did receive the correspondence as it relates to this item, so aye.
Mayor Wallace.
Aye.
Number two, settling the claim of John Ghazi, amount of $12,000.
Read it again, George. Clerk Brown, please.
Number two, settling the claim of John Ghazi, the amount of $12,000. I think what the board is doing, being I just handed that out to them, they're trying to familiarize themselves with it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Normally in cases like this, when there's some concern, the presiding chair would ask corporation counsel, who generally has just more general knowledge about these things, meaning they settle these claims, to give the board some sort of a synopsis on what's going on with the situation, as long as it doesn't dictate to go into executive session. But this is just general information. Mr. Mayor, you can ask the corporation counsel, can they expound on this to help
No,
the
well,
process?
I don't need to know because the last time we were here, I'm very clear on this one.
the other two members
But
just
if
received
the
it.
two members would like to ask a question regarding this, because this came up at our last meeting, but I believe the controller wasn't here.
It doesn't matter. All
So
information
they
is
can
supposed to
give,
come to me, and I
they
haven't
can give
received any
her,
of this.
she can ask these questions, I guess, to the legal department on what she needs to know. Would you
So-
like the legal department to give you?
No,
an
what
update?
I would like to do is receive the information on time so that I can review it before we come to this meeting to decide on something. Secondly, once I receive the documents, I'll review it,
This was
the
not,
entire case.
this letter was given out on September 16th.
The
You didn't
entire
receive it?
case. The entire case.
The entire case.
That's right. I just don't read a 2 or 3 page letter and say that that's the case. I have to review the entire case.
All right, so I guess she has to reach out to Quinn and Quinn and ask for the case.
How are you voting otherwise?
There's no
Well,
motion, there is no motion on the floor.
I just want to say one thing on this. From the last time, the information we got, this has already been a settled contract, settlement done. I believe Lawrence Bakari signed off on it a while ago. The other attorneys and Quinn,
Carter?
Lawrence Bakari
The
signed
indicted
off.
Corporation Counsel. That's no
And-
longer here.
Yeah, but he already signed on it, and the victim their lawyer has accepted the plea deal. The settlement, and I guess it's already all done. We're just saying that, hey, here's the case. It's done. Did I miss anything? Elevator speech. Would you like an update in executive session from the attorneys on the case?
I would like to get this, receive the case, so I can look at it. I do have some questions.
Okay, you know what, can I just turn this off for a second? That's enough.
You have questions for?
That's the machines outside.
It's not that's not
It's the trucks idling outside.
All right, I just need everyone to try to speak a little louder, please. Thank you. I'm sorry, go ahead, Council President.
No, I have questions for Corporation Counsel or for Assistant Corporation Counsel, but it would mean going into executive session.
We'd have to go into executive
Yeah.
session. Okay. Would you want to ask them to explain what he can prior to that? And if your questions aren't answered, you think your question's going to be that detailed?
I don't know.
Okay. That's why I said earlier, it's customary that Corporation Counsel would say what they can say, and then if they can't go any deeper, then we would go into executive session, but he hasn't spoken, so.
No, well, he's all willing, you know.
But you have to
She has
direct
questions. Yeah, speak.
Yeah, but
You wanna-
it's about details of the case. I think we would probably want to go into executive session.
Okay. So is there,
I move to go into executive session to discuss details
Second.
of a legal case.
okay, it's been
Settlement.
moved to go into executive session to discuss the details of item number two on the agenda, which is John Ghazi for the amount of $12,000. Been moved in second. On the roll call, Controller Reynolds.
We're gonna go into executive
No.
session for a few minutes.
I believe the taxpayers of Mount Vernon should understand what their tax dollars are going into, whether it's a settlement or not. And as I stated once before, I have not received the case.
This-
I'm only,
Sorry, go
I
ahead.
have not received the case to review it. So to vote on a settlement right now would be premature. So, I mean, I'm sure that the law counsel is going to give us some knowledge. It's not everything that we need to make it, that I need, excuse me, to make a decision. Therefore, no.
Okay, we're not voting on, we're just voting to go in executive
I know.
session. Gotcha, okay. Council President Duarte
Aye.
and Mayor Wallace.
Aye.
Okay, it is 10:25. We're going to executive session. Will of the body on this item number two.
At this time, Clerk Brown will just like to hold this item to the next time.
All right, the item number two will be held.
All right. So now I'll entertain adjournment. I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
I have further information. I've been advised, and I just want to put on the record today, I've been advised.
Speak louder, please.
Okay. You can close the door, George.
Yeah.
I've been advised that there are DPW workers in protest today here at City Hall. And I want to just put on the record that it's in violation of the union contract for the DPW workers not to be working when the taxpayers are paying them, but to be in-house protesting. I'm not sure what they're protesting about. I hear it's about some pay that they haven't received. We have received everyone's punch in, punch out. We have Cronus, which is a new implementation that attracts our time and attendance. Everyone has been paid accordingly. Now, I know there was some mistake that the deputy DPW commissioner has made and attested to through email to me that he didn't put in people's overtime pay. And I want to put for the record, overtime is emergency situations per our charter, I follow the city charter. But basically, these guys did obtain some overtime per the deputy commissioner of DPW, and he did not in fact put it in the system in time. Therefore, the workers were not paid on time. And so I just wanted to put on the record today that it is a protest when they do come out, and it's against their contract. If they have any questions, it was up to the Deputy Commissioner of DPW and the DPW Commissioner to let them know what they failed to do in putting in their overtime pay, differential, whatever pay that they were entitled to. So the reason why I'm putting this on the record today is to take a stance on stopping the things that continue to happen. And it actually, it brings some type of, demoralization to City Hall when people are constantly here protesting for things that have not happened because of the comptroller's office, but because of the day-to-day activity that's not taking place adequately in City Hall. And I have to blame the commissioners for that and DPW for this error that they made. But they have to take the onus and tell their employees that they are over their mistakes, so that we don't have this furtherance of debacles that go on in Mount Vernon. People are tired of it. Taxpayers are tired of it. This is taxpayer money, and right now it's being squandered. We have so much overtime, overexpended year after year. And it has to be per the charter. They have to go by the rules and the code. We have laws. You have to follow the law. Once the budgeted overtime is overexpended in the budget, they have to now only work in emergency situations, like when the snow comes. We need that money so we can pay for the workers when it snows, not for just running around, just not doing the day-to-day emergency work. That's on the regular time. So if, the workers need to stay a little bit longer for their 8-hour or their 4-hour, then they need to do that. But right now, taxpayers, we're in budget season. We haven't even passed a budget yet. We're totally out of compliance. Well, we're not out of compliance. The mayor is out of compliance, the acting mayor right now. The council is still waiting. The council is still waiting.
Budget was submitted.
The comptroller is still waiting. The budget that was previously submitted at the last Board of Estimate and Contract meeting was fictitious. It was well over 12%. So Mayor Wallace's, I was going to say Mayor Thomas, but Mayor Wallace's budget was a lie to the taxpayers. It was put online in the newspapers, but it was false. It was, the retirement money was taken out of the budget. I could talk about all the deficiencies. He stated that I was giving him $1 million, over $1 million in fund balance. We haven't even been audited because URA still has not been audited for 16, 17, 18, and now 19. So the city still cannot obtain our credit rating because of it. So just to mitigate risk and mitigate all the nonsense that's going on, the budget is not in place. What was placed on the last Board of Estimate and Contract was well over 12%. I looked at it. It is problematic, and it's not truthful. It's not a 1.2%, it's over 12%. So I'm hopeful in January when the new mayor comes in, hopefully we'll be able to, the council and myself, will be able to come to the table, work out a budget that's fiscally responsible for the taxpayers. That's not 12%. And come up with a fiscally responsible budget so the taxes won't have to increase. So it may take place in January of 2020, but we'll have to wait. We have to make sure the budget is correct and not fictitious. And I just wanted to put that on the record. Most of the things that's going on, and I have to tell you when something's not right. And when the budget's not right, I've been fighting for the budget since I was a controller. I was a council person, since 2012. The budget has to be right for the taxpayers. It cannot on the face say 1.2 when it's over 12%. That's a lie. And it's like kicking the can down the road for higher taxes in the future as well. So it can't be done.
Okay, on the record, the budget is complete, it's accurate. We have requested in writing from the actuals from the controller. We have not gotten anything from the controller. It's the same thing the Thomas administration had dealt with as well, not seeing the books,
You're
not
right,
seeing
you are
what's
the
there.
Thomas administration.
So they dealt with the same
Say
thing,
something
so
like
it's
that.
always the same story. So if they want to choose to push the budget over to the next year, I'm fine with that already. I'm over that. The budget is done. We've got a couple of tweaks. We'll put those tweaks up, and it's up to them to do whatever they feel like doing with the new administration and the budget. So therefore, the budget is a very fiscally responsible budget.
We never came back on record. Damn it.
So with that being
I'm sorry,
said,
Control, unfortunately, we
That's
did
okay, I
everything
can-
so
I can
fast.
repeat it.
that's all right. You still have
I can
the
repeat it.
camera over there.
So
That's not
basically,
official.
basically, like I was saying, there's a protest I'm hearing of DPW workers in City Hall. It's against the union contract, and what they're stating is that they haven't been paid their overtime. And I believe the issue was with Damani Bush, and I have to say who the commissioners are. Mark Ederer is the commissioner of DPW. Damani Bush is the deputy DPW commissioner. He attested to messing up with the time. I received an email from him attesting to messing up and not putting in their time. And so he has to take responsibility, and he has to let you guys know that it is indeed his fault and not the comptroller's office or payroll's fault when he didn't put in their time. We're actually working on it since he put it in on Friday. So we're working on it this week, but it's a continuance of errors and mistakes and problems with DPW department not putting in their time on time and making mistakes. So I just wanted to put that on the record, that there should not be any protests in the city, in City Hall or outside City Hall while on work hours, especially against the comptroller's office who hasn't done anything and paid them according to what we receive in Cronus and otherwise. So I did want to also say that Mayor Wallace's budget that he put on the last Board of Estimate and Contract, the 1.2%, is fictitious. Number one, the comptroller did not advise Mayor Wallace that he could use a fund balance without us being audited. So that was false information that he provided the taxpayers of Mount Vernon.
So your fund balance is not right?
Excuse me, Mayor
The
Wallace.
$4 million?
Also, the budget itself says 1.2% on the face. He took out retirement money, so how do we pay our retirees? Not only that, he also made so many mistakes in the budget just because he wanted to do it on his own. You have to make sure that you're working with the comptroller's office to get numbers. He actually sent a letter, Acting Mayor Wallace, on November 26th, after he put the budget on the Board of Estimate and Contract table.
Because we sent it to you in a copy for comments.
Asking me for information that's normally put in the budget from the comptroller's office after he placed the budget on the table, which is false and fictitious. It's not 1.2%, it's over 12%. And I wanted to put that on the record. So he actually lied to the taxpayers when he put out a budget that was fictitious and did not have the accurate revenues and expenses from the comptroller's office. And then after putting it on the table, sends a letter to the comptroller. But I also sent a letter back to Mayor Wallace. And
Thank
my
you.
response to him, thank you. My response to him was that he should not have done that without first coming to the comptroller's office. First of all, he's out of compliance because he never came to put a proposed budget on the table since September. I've been sending emails to not only Acting Mayor Wallace, but to the Corporation Council because we are out of compliance because of the mayor. So what I'm saying today is the proposed budget that he put out to the taxpayers on the website and in the news for the 1.2% is false. It's well over 12%, and I want the taxpayers to know today. We will be working on a budget, hopefully with the council soon. If we can't resolve one by December, hopefully in January with the new mayor, we'll be coming up with a fiscally responsible budget that the taxpayers can live with. I just wanted to put that on the
Okay.
table today.
Thank you.
Because we're tired of the lies, we're tired of the slander.
I'll take a
We're
motion
tired
to
of
adjourn.
all of the malfeasance that's been going on and the blame game. I have been blamed as a comptroller. I know Maureen before me has been blamed also. But it's a continuance of blaming the comptroller's office, who is actually in compliance and who's doing the right thing on behalf of the taxpayers. To continue to do this, Acting Mayor Wallace, is against the rules. It's unethical, and it's unethical behavior. So
Thank
I'm
you.
asking you
Thank
to
you.
stop today on the record.
Thank you. Check the charter and the other stuff. I'll take a
I'm
motion
asking you
to,
to stop the
I'll take a
char- I
motion
know the charter.
to adjourn.
I move to adjourn.
All right, second. Roll call, please.
Roll call on adjournment. Controller Reynolds,
Yes.
Council President Duarte,
Aye.
Mayor Wallace.
Aye. This meeting's now adjourned.